Hi friends, welcome to CR Digital Classes. Today we are going to discuss about classification of cash flow statement. What exactly is a cash flow statement? So let us understand what is cash flow statement. That is the statement which is prepared to understand about the movement of the cash or cash equivalents. That is the changes whatever happens in the current assets and current liabilities will be exactly revealing the changes of the cash and cash equivalents, whatever movements are happening. Movement means inflow or outflow, that is flow of cash. It may be inflow, it may be outflow. So we are going to understand what exactly the cash is inflowing into the business and cash is outflowing to out of the business within the given period. So here cash flow statement explains inflow and outflow of cash and cash equivalents during a specified period. Then inflows and outflows are classified into operating, investing, financing and other extraordinary. So here the whatever the flows, the movements are happening, maybe inflow or outflow, those changes, those flows are categorized into different categories basing on the nature. Examples you can see: operating, investing, financing. So the activities, whatever happens, the inflows and outflows related to the activities, it will come under that nature of the head. For example, some of the activities comes under investing, some of the activities comes under financing, some of the activities comes under investing. So depending on the nature of the activity, that transaction, that movement will come under that bracket. Like it is also used to identify the factors which lead to changes in the cash position. Whatever factors are there which is leading to the change, we can also understand those factors with the help of cash flow statement. So cash flow statement reveals the movement of inflow and cash flow of cash or cash equivalents of an organization within the given period. Now let us understand how is classified, that is cash flow statement classification. The main aim of accounting standard 3. So all the financial statements whatever we have to prepare, we have to follow the accounting standard. So as per the classification of cash flow statement, it is we are understanding as per the accounting standard 3. So according to this standard, the statement will be helping the users, like we will be preparing, analyzing the capability of the firm to produce cash and cash equivalents whatever required. For example, we have to see from what is the movement in the cash is happening, from where we are receiving, and after receiving that cash, what we are how we are utilizing that cash. That is requirement of the firm. So we have to match the requirement whatever is there to from where we are going to get the cash. That is very important. So the capacity or capability of the firm to produce cash and cash equivalents and requirement of the use. So whatever we are getting the funds, how we are going to use that funds, or whatever we have the usage, from where we are going to get the cash. So this is very important. And also the liquidity and solvency. Cash flow statement will be helping in analyzing what is the liquidity and solvency of the firm. Liquidity is how quickly the assets can be converted. What is the position we have in the liquidity, whether we are able to meet the requirement whatever we have or not. And also the solvency in the short term and long term, how far we are able to meet that requirement. Then coming to the investing activities, this is the nature of activities are related to the investment. Example, why we do invest, why we are very much interested in making the investments, maybe individual or maybe on behalf of the organization, for the future purpose, for getting the income for the future purpose. So let us understand about the classification of cash flow statement, how it is classified. So the cash flow statement is classified under 4 divisions like operating activities, investing activities, financing activities and extraordinary items. So let us see what type of activities comes under operating activities. Operating is related to the business operations. So operating activities constitute primary revenue generated with the activities of the firm. What will be the activities in the firm? Operating is whatever we do, that is sales, that comes under business operations. Other categories will be different. Now here we are talking about the operation. So whatever activities due to which the flow, the cash is going out or cash is coming into the business comes under operating activities. It deals with the transactions and events ascertaining the net profit and net loss. So with the help of these transactions due to which we will be understanding whether the organization, the business is earning profits or it is incurring losses. And the activities can be represented in the direct method or indirect method. Direct method, we talk about the gross profit. We talk about the gross receipts and gross payments. When we talk about the indirect method, we will try to see net items, that is net profit, net receipts and net payments. So this is the difference between direct method and indirect method. In direct method, we go in the perspective of the gross receipts and gross payments. In the indirect method, we go in the perspective of net payments and net receipts. Examples you can see like revenue generated from sale of goods or royalties, fees or commission received. Then coming to investing activities, let us see what are the transactions or the movements happen under investing activities. So investing activities denotes the degree to which the expenditure has been planned, resources for producing future income and cash flows. That means investing in general, every person, maybe individual or on behalf of the organization, will be thinking about the investment proposals or aspects for the future purpose to get earnings on that, and also at the same time the money will be useful for the future purpose, future requirement. In the same way, investing activities also will be denoting all the activities or all the expenditure, maybe also income, will be coming under this type of activities. We will be recording or identifying the movement due to which the changes have been taken place. So we will be trying to make planned resources. We should have a proper structure. We should have a proper plan how we are going to get the income in future. For example, we may have the idle funds with us. So we have to plan that idle funds to fetch some of the minimum returns on that. So you have to invest those idle funds in such a way where you will be getting the earnings. And also we have to also plan for the stable and continuous returns, continuous earnings. That all comes under investing activities. So it is primary classes of gross cash receipts and payments. So examples you can see: disposal of fixed assets, shares, warrants, etc. So maybe investing in the fixed assets, maybe investing in the shares, maybe investing in the other whatever opportunities are there, maybe temporary or permanent for the long period. Then coming to financing activities. So let us see what exactly comes under financing activities. So the name financing is something from where we are getting the finance, how we have to get the finance. This is very, very important. So first we understood operating activities. Second, we understood financing, that is investing activities. Finally, it is financing activities. Until unless you don't get finance, you cannot go plan for the operations as well as the investment. That we have to keep it in mind. So financing activities will be letting us, that is the activities which comes under borrowings. That is, it may be in the equity or it may be in the form of debt, like shareholders funds or borrowings. So from where we are going to procure the money, that is the fund. This all comes under financing activities. And it is also, you have to see how we are going to maintain each separate account relating to the financing activities. So these statement will help us in understanding about the financing activities. Those are where we are going to invest, what will be our estimations of the cash flows. Example, so income generated from issue of shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Then coming to the next one, extraordinary items. That is under the transactions, under the movement of the cash flows, inflows and outflows, whatever are not covered under operating or investing or other than these three comes under extraordinary items. So, extraordinary items, the statement reveals amount of significant cash or cash equivalent balance which are considered as extraordinary items. Those items which does not cover under the remaining three heads. And it is also included, that is separate disclosure. That means we have to be disclosing what are the activities happening, taken place under the extraordinary items. So that should be displayed. Then after classifying those three activities, that is the operating, investing and financing, we will also try to disclose about the extraordinary activities which are taken place of the organization during the given period. Example, you can see like the balance of extraordinary items maintained at its branch. So whatever are required for carrying out the operations, those all comes under extraordinary items. Like here they gave carrying operations outside the country. This is one of the example. So I hope you understood about the classifying of cash flow statement. This video will be helping for your examination preparation. So the question can be asked like classification of the cash flow statement, or it can be asked in the short or essay. Depending on that, we need to change our perspective. Thank you very much and all the best.